Hi, this is Phil Shapiro. I want to tell you the story of this crochet giraffe. This giraffe was given to me as a gift by a middle school student in Takoma Park about 6 years ago. And there's a whole story with just this giraffe. I'd like to share that story with you today. So I work at a public library, and after school students come by and stop by at my office and say hi. And I do some mentoring, and I like to ask them how their day is. So I was asking this one student, I said, "How was your day today?" And she said, "Well, I was bullied at school." I said, "That's terrible." I said, "People shouldn't do that." I said, "I'm so glad you told me." I said, "By the way, what are you good at?" She goes, "Well, I like to crochet." I said, "Really?" She goes, "I'm very good at crochet." I said, "That's interesting." I said, "What did you make with your crochet?" She said, "Well, I made a three-dimensional dog, a stuffed dog." I said, "What did you do with the stuffed dog?" She said, "I gave it to my math teacher." I said, "What did your math teacher say?" She said, "My math teacher loved it." So I saw an opportunity right there. I said, I need to ask her to make me the most ridiculous kind of animal in terms of physical size that I can think of. So I looked up to heaven and I said, "Dr. Seuss, tell me what animal I need to ask this youth to make for me so that on this day of bullying, she has something else to think about other than bullying." So Dr. Seuss looked down from heaven and he said, "Ask her to make a giraffe." So I said, "Oh, thank you." So I said, "What I'd like you to make for me is a life-size crochet giraffe." I said, "It's going to be 12 to 18 feet tall, and it's going to take you about 10 years. And I was hoping to have a reaction from this youth, and I did have a reaction. She actually stood back 2 or 3 steps, and she said, "I don't think I can do it." And I leaned forward and I said, "I know you can do it. I know you can do it." So that was the end of our interaction for that day. But every day she walked by my office after school, I would ask her, "Have you started the giraffe yet?" And she said, "No." I said, "Okay, that's fine." I would just ask her and she would say no. And then about a year later, she comes walking up to my office and she's holding this crocheted cat. It's a really nice cat that she made, a crocheted cat. So I said, "Is that crochet cat for me?" She goes, "No." She goes, "It's for somebody else." She goes, "But I am now ready to make you your giraffe." So I said, "Oh, that's so interesting. You want to make me a giraffe?" And she says, "What color do you want your giraffe?" So I work at the library and I see a great opportunity to ask a research question. I say, "I want my giraffe to be giraffe color." So she has to go out and find what color giraffes are. I said, "But yellow's okay. If you get yellow yarn, that's okay. But what I'd really like is I'd like my giraffe to be giraffe color." Well, it took her about 1 week to make this. About a week later, she showed up, and I asked her to ask her mother if it was okay that I pay for the yarn, because I didn't want to impose the cost of the yarn on this youth. She was offering to make me a giraffe. That was a lovely gift. So I should pay for the yarn. So she made this giraffe. It's so cute. And I show it to everybody who comes by. I showed it to the coworkers in the library. And I still have hope that this 12 to 18-foot crochet giraffe is going to be made. It might be made as a community project. Wouldn't that be interesting? Where different people in the community all take like one limb and they work on it for 2 or 3 years and they make a life-size crochet giraffe. So maybe the original idea is still possible. 6 years later, this youth is now in college studying art, and she's still doing crochet, she's doing painting, she's thriving, and she comes by the library often, and we all love to see her at the public library because of her talent. She's just very talented and very pleasant, and we are rooting for her, and she's also rooting for us.